guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be talking about A Sunday Affair, which is Ebony Live's recent Netflix collaboration that came out on Valentine's Day. So let's get into this review. So A Sunday Affair, it follows two friends played by Dakore and Inse Ikpe-Etim. Inse plays Uche, Dakore plays Toyin. These two friends, they've been friends since they were little kids, and they somehow end up falling for the same man, and basically the movie follows how they deal with that, sprinkle a little bit of pregnancy and a little bit of cancer diagnosis on it, and that's it. First of all, I'm going to start with the casting. I think, obviously, I don't think I'll ever say no to a movie starring Dakore and Inse, because I think they are both amazing actresses who have been in the game for so long, and they're still doing so well. I love both of them individually, and seeing them together in a film, that's like the icing on the cake. So I was, like, okay, I will definitely be seeing this because there's two actresses that I really love, and I honestly, by the end of this, I felt like it was such a waste because it should have been better. But they were okay with the casting, aside for Oris which who plays Sunday. His casting was a big no, a big fat no in caps lock, big fat bold no, because he was so robotic, so dry, so boring. Like, he just felt like he was, I don't know, it looked like he was being so cartoonish. I don't know if he was doing that on purpose, I don't know, but he was being so robotic, and I'm like, I don't understand what's going on here. It just wasn't making sense for me. He was like, for someone that is playing the titular character, there should be a bit more passion and energy to the character, but he brought 0.000. And honestly, that just put me off completely from the beginning. When we saw him in the first scene, from the beginning, I was just irritated. I'm talking about the wedding scene. I think that's the first time we're being introduced to his character. I was just like, what's this guy doing? Why is he being so like robotic and moving his arms like that? Like, it just felt so unreal. The casting, it's 50-50 for me. Like, it was okay. I was okay with Dakore and Inse Ikpe-Etim, but with this particular person who is supposed to be the main character, it was just a big no for me. For the other characters, honestly, they were mostly very irrelevant, and I almost forgot that some of them were even in the film, to be honest. The writing was absolutely horrible. I'm so sorry I'm saying this, but it was absolutely horrible. For a movie that is coming, first of all, this movie came out on Valentine's Day. I should not, like, please don't watch this with your boyfriend or your husband or your girlfriend or your wife, or don't, because this is not a romantic or a romance, or it's not. First of all, I'm not sure what they were trying to do. Is this a tragedy? Is this a drama? Like, what is it? Or is it all of them combined? Is it a romantic drama with a little bit of tragedy? It seemed like they were confused about what exactly they were going for. Maybe there were just too many people involved in the writing process, but it just did not sync. It did not click. It was absolutely horrible, and I'm going to go into more details as to why I feel the writing was horrible. It had a very poor character development. It was basically zero. And I'm just going to start with the fact that first of all, this review is going to have a few spoilers. It's going to have a lot of spoilers. Let me not say a few. It's going to have a lot of spoilers, because there's just certain things I just have to talk about this regarding this movie. So let's just dive into it. First of all, Uche met Sunday at a wedding, and somehow they end up having sex. Uche is very into married men, and they fund her lifestyle and everything. That's basically what we know about her, and the fact that she has an art gallery, and she ends up having sex with Sunday, and somehow Sunday is doing this with his his wife and his child just probably a few meters away, still in that same venue, but he obviously doesn't care. She doesn't care. He doesn't care. They end up having sex and they meet Toyin, Uche's best friend, and obviously she knows what just happened. She knows that they had sex and everything. Okay, let's have that in mind. The next time Sunday meets Toyin, they're on the train. And of course, she knows that that's the guy that her best friend literally just had sex with maybe a couple of days ago or a couple of weeks ago. I'm not sure of the timeline of this, but obviously she knows him. She recognizes his face. But guess what, guys? Toyin ends up sleeping or going out with this guy, and they end up having sex and end up going on dates. And I'm like, what is this? What are you guys trying to do? What are you guys trying to do? Like, I was so pissed when I was watching this movie, guys. Like, you know when you're just watching something, I'm just like, are you guys being for real right now? Like, we know it's a movie, but you don't have to make it look this way. Like, it just wasn't adding up for me. And the fact that she knew that her best friend Uche had sex with this guy, and she did not think that she should mention this to her friend, that, oh, look, oh, I met this, remember the guy that you had sex with at the wedding? We met on the train and we're going to the same place and everything, and, you know, probably give her more details that, oh, they went out and da 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 da. But this is supposed to be your best friend. In my own understanding, if someone is your best friend, I think that you guys share a lot of details with each other. Maybe not everything, but I'm pretty sure I would say 99% of things that happen in your life, especially something like that, like, oh, you met a man that your best friend just had sex with. I think it's something that requires you mentioning it to your best friend. Or am I not, is that not how it goes? But anyway, she did not mention this to Uche, that she met this Sunday guy and they did, you know, different things together and all of that. She never mentioned it to her. And of course, Uche never mentions the fact that she still ended up, you know, she continued talking to Sunday. She never mentioned this to, what's her name, Toyin. At any point, none of them mentioned this. Like, it's like they just have two different lives, and you're supposed to make us believe that they're best friends. It's not adding up. They never mentioned any of this to each other. They never told each other that, oh, remember this guy, oh, I met him, we hung out, we went on a date, we did nothing, zero. And of course, Sunday being Sunday, a very dry character that had no energy, he never mentioned any of this to the ladies that, oh, this is what's happening. There's nothing wrong with you seeing other people if you want to see other people, but you're seeing two best friends. You are very aware that they're best friends. It's not like you did not know. You are very aware that they're best friends, but you just decide not to say anything while still being married with a child, who I'll mention wasn't. They never said anything about him having a child again, aside from the first scene where we see that he has a child and his wife is, you know, she's not happy in the marriage and everything. It seemed like obviously they're in the process of a divorce, but they never mention it again. Like, they don't talk about it, they don't hint at it that, oh, this guy, he actually has a child somewhere at home. It's not like he has so much time for these two ladies. He's shuffling between them and all of that. Like, it just did not make any sense to me. The plot, first of all, is very unoriginal, but these days I've gotten so used to us seeing like movies and shows that we've seen a million times before, but the only difference is the execution. If you're giving us something that we've seen a million times before, at least give us something good that would be like, oh, okay, that was actually a good one. You guys, the characters had zero chemistry. There was no chemistry whatsoever. It felt like I was watching paint dry, like white paint on the wall. I felt like that was what I was watching dry, because it felt so dry, boring. It did not click at all. Sunday on his own was already annoying to watch, because he had, I don't know, I'm not sure why his acting skills were not doing the best thing, because it felt like it was a robot, and You know, in this kind of character, there's supposed to be some type of like, why are these two ladies so obsessed with you? Like, why are they jeopardizing their friendship for you? Like, there's nothing that's making us be like, okay. Like, there was nothing. You guys, like, there's so much I want to say about this film, and I'm just like, I wish it was better. I really did wish it was better. Like I mentioned before, the character development was really poor. They gave us so much information about how Uche's lifestyle is being funded by a married man. Her gallery is being funded by him and everything, but we don't know how she got there. We don't know why she's sleeping with married men. We don't know anything about her aside from that. That's the only thing that we know about her character. We don't know why she just doesn't care about you know, who she's sleeping with and how she's just sleeping with married men up and down. We don't know why she's doing that. We don't know what Toyin does. What does she do for a living? We don't know. There's no explanation as to why she's like so against marriage and, you know, all of that, like to the point that she wants to have a child on her own. Like, do you know how big that is? It's such a big decision for someone to, you know, decide that, okay, I want to have a child by myself, without any man. I want to do it on my own. I don't want to get married. I just want to do it on my own. It's such a big thing. Like, for someone to be pushed to that point, what is the motivation for her doing that? What is pushing her to make such a big decision about her life, not caring about, oh, I want to meet a man, I want to get married and have children? No, like, what is the motivation for that? We don't know anything about Toyin's life aside from the fact that that's all she wants to do. She wants to have a child and she wants to do it on her own, and that's it. That's literally it. And then at some point in the middle of the film, they drop a cancer diagnosis, stage 3 or stage 4, I'm not sure, cervical cancer for Toyin. And it's like, okay, where did this come from? And you guys, she has cancer and she's still having proper sex with Sunday, and she's cooking dinner, cooking and everything, and guess what? She's pregnant. And we are not seeing the complications that come with having cancer. Cancer is not a joke. It's not like you have a fever. It's not a joke. And this is something that people die from daily, and there's so much that, you know, surrounds that illness. And, you know, even if you're getting treatment and everything, there's still so much that comes with it, and we don't see it. We don't see like how she's dealing with it. The only thing they show us is her throwing up, you know, a couple of times, and that's it. And I'm sure that there's so much more to cancer than just throwing up. And the fact that she's pregnant and doing all these things for herself and for this man is just ridiculous. Like, I just feel like it's just an insult to people that have cancer, because it cannot be that easy. I'm pretty sure it cannot be that easy. And I'm just like, why did we not get more details regarding this, regarding how she's dealing with it, the treatment, how she's even coping with the pregnancy and everything? There's nothing. And guess what, guys? The one that even busted my head was the fact that at some point when she's like heavily pregnant, I'm pretty sure she's like 8 or 9 months pregnant, and she's like, oh, let's travel, I want to go on a trip, let's go on a vacation. At that point, like, I don't think people that are that pregnant, like, it's advisable for them to travel. I'm not a doctor, but I don't think so, especially someone that has like stage 4 cancer or stage 3 cancer. Like, it was very unrealistic. It was very unrealistic. And the God, it's like this film, they focus so much on the fact that Toyin and Uche, they like the same guy, and Toyin has cancer and she's pregnant, and then they minus the whole friendship. And what is making like there's nothing that makes us root for these characters. There's nothing that makes us feel like, oh my god, this is such a nice friendship, a beautiful friendship, and we are rooting for them. There's nothing that makes me root for any of these characters, especially Sunday, because Sunday is a cheat, he's a liar, he's boring, he's just there's nothing exciting about him. There's nothing that makes me root for him being with any of these women, because first of all, you've not even divorced your wife completely to our own knowledge, because they never told us anything about that anymore. You're not done divorcing your wife. You have a child who was never mentioned, but you're busy shuffling these two women like up and down. Today you have sex with Tony, tomorrow you have sex with Uche, and then they're making it seem like he's so complicated and he's so confused. There's nothing complicated about this character. He's just boring. There's absolutely nothing complicated about him. And honestly, I wish they focused more on their friendship, and at some point they showed us that, oh yes, they like Uche did find out that they were together, and at some point Tony did find out that Uche and Sunday were having sex, and none of them said anything. There should have been some sort of blow up that made it a bit more spicy, like okay, they found out and there was nothing. Sunday had no consequence to deal with for juggling these two women and sleeping with both of them, every other day. He had no consequence, and that was just very ridiculous. And at the end of the film, even after Tony finds out all of this, she still gives her best friend money. She has a baby and gives her the baby, and she's like, oh, live happily ever after. You guys, where does this happen? Where does this happen? Like, make it make sense. I've not seen anything like this before. It's absolutely ridiculous, and I'm just like, I don't know. I wish they did more with this story. It could have been better. And first, like, you guys, the costume and the makeup was, oh my god. I want better for these two characters. I wanted better for these two characters, because Toyin's makeup, she had cancer and she was still looking so fresh and so good. Like, girl, you have cancer and you're pregnant and you look this good. I don't even want to go into the wigs that they gave Uche's character, because that was just absolutely horrible. And you guys, they wear the same wig throughout this movie, and the time frame is supposed to be like around a year or so, maybe a little over a year, from what we can see, because she was pregnant. Being pregnant is like 9 months, sometimes 10 months, and all of, like, there are certain things that happen even before she got pregnant. So it's like, this is like probably like a whole year, and they are wearing the same wig for a whole year. They look exactly the same for a whole year. Tony has cancer, she's pregnant, but she looks so beautiful, exactly the same, with the same wig. You guys, honestly, I was really pissed when I watched this movie, and I'm not even sure how I was able to finish it, because literally from the beginning I was already getting irritated because of Sunday and the way he was just being so robotic, his acting. I'm like, you guys put out this movie on Valentine's Day. Why are we watching this on Valentine's Day? Like, it was just a big no for me, and I wish it was better. The ending did not make anything better. It felt like they were trying so hard to just like make Sunday this, I'm not sure if they were trying to make him like sort of a hero or something, and he saved both of them, or I don't know. Like, I'm sure there are so many other guys in the planet. For them to be so into this one person that was a manipulative, cheating person, like, why? Guys, I did not like this film. And I'm sad that I did not like it, because I love Dakoran and Insect team. So I'm just like, come on, Ebony Live. Oh, why? You guys, this is one of my least favorite films I've seen in a while, and I would not recommend this. If you don't want to get angry, please don't watch it. Don't stress yourself. Don't even bother, because I'm giving this a 3 over 10. I'm giving this a 3 over 10, and there's nothing anyone wants to tell me, because this is how I feel. So I want to know what you guys think in the comments. What do you think about this movie? If you've seen it, do you want to see it? Are you planning to see it? What do you think? What would you rate it? Let me know in the comments. And I guess this is the end of my show. I tried to make this review as short as possible, but there was just so much to talk about. But this is the end for me for this review. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will see you guys in my next video. Don't forget to like, subscribe. If you've not subscribed, subscribe. Make sure you follow Diary of a Movie Lover on Instagram, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.